what time it is. It's Morphin Mania. That's what time it is. Is everybody excited to get back to more first season Mighty Morphin Power Rangers after what should have been the official finale? I know I am, especially because the first one we're doing today is something fishy, where we get our first and only flashback, as far as my memory goes, for first season, and we find out that Billy has a fear, like Trini's fear, but of fish. And DJ, the comics actually incorporate this. Go-Go does a thing with this. It's great.
That's crazy. Yeah, and Zach's afraid of spiders and snakes, we know.
Right, yeah. But those are like normal people phobias.
Yeah. I don't know about fish. I know people who don't like to eat fish.
Yeah. It's this whole thing because he is fishing, and it goes awry. It goes awry. Rockman says, this episode brought to you by Pepperidge Farms. Pepperidge Farms. What's that slogan? Is it Pepperidge Farms Cares? Is that the slogan? I forget now.
I have no idea.
Well, everybody, get ready. Strap in. We're gonna deal with some fish. If you're watching it with us, use the rabbit room. The rabbit room in the description. You can watch exactly what we're watching, and you can see me lose my mind in real time, right along with what we're seeing, just a few seconds potentially off. So you'll be real close to sync with us. And if you're watching this after the fact, you will have to sync it like a commentary, and we will expect that you're actually watching the episode, or you won't know what we're talking about. It's episode 43 of first season, Something Fishy. Netflix, DVD, however you want to do it. Get it ready. Get it timestamp 0. And here we go. Baron OKC says it's called Ethiopia. Ethiopia. If I ever do a comic book, I'm gonna have a place called Ethiopia. Ichthyophobia. I said Ethiopia. I'm really proud of that. All right, here we go. Everybody, please press play right now. Yeah, so I guess there is a fear of fish, but it's just a weird choice. You know, it's an odd dice roll, really. Everybody's got to have something. I'm going to make up a character who's like a king of his own country. It's going to be called Ethiopia. It's going to be like a fish people country.
Yes, the Ethiopians.
The Ethiopians. Right. Mm-hmm. It's a second world country. You know, so like it's not poverty, but it's just between poverty and like the, you know, like second class citizens in third world countries, you know, and first world countries, you know. So they don't have any first world problems, but they also don't have a lot of third world problems. They have second world problems.
But they can't eat fish, so that cuts out a lot of their nutrition.
That's true. Man, we have already degenerated to the max, but we found something to talk about over the intro. So that's good. Oh, it's another Cheryl Saban episode.
Oh.
She wasn't a token writer for one episode. She came back.
Trini looks like she could be playing April O'Neil in this episode.
Yeah, and Trini as April O'Neil.
She's got the pouches and everything.
It's not a bad pick. She could have been April O'Neil.
Does Bulk have a fish through his hat? In his skull?
Yeah, and now I'm imagining it as one of those stupid like singing fish they had in the late 90s.
Oh yeah,
on the wall. You know those things?
Yeah. That wasn't annoying at all.
No, I had
one of those. It was so annoying.
Somebody gave me one for Christmas. I mean, that was like a big gift thing.
Do you remember the Christmas tree with the face that used to sing?
That was horrifying.
Yes, that was so.
That's scary, y'alls. Grim Death Griffin, could you imagine if a Power Ranger spirit animal was something they were afraid of, and then they had to morph it? You know, what if Adam was like, "Oh my God, I've got frogophobia. I got frog phobia."
Did you see the net got caught on his foot? That was really funny.
Okay, this is a thing I've never thought of. And Lucas is making a great point. He says, so we do Alien Rangers, and Billy decides to live on a planet surrounded by fish aliens and actually falls in love with one. Brilliant.
That's his arc. That's his 3-season arc. He overcame his
fish phobia, and then his ichthyopia, and then he dated one and maybe married one.
Little known fact, that's the capital of Aquitar is Ichthyopia.
Ichthyopia, that's it. It's brilliant. That's the capital of it. Right. See, it's a metaphor for bigotry. You know, it's like a fish bigotry thing where, like, you know, he hates fish, but then he discovers that they're not all the same. See,
yeah,
and then he falls in love with
brains on their heads.
some of his best friends are fish now, and
scuba diving. Hey, he's going to use these skills when he comes back for Turbo.
I think you meant Zach. I was looking at Zach when he said, I was like, Zach doesn't come back for Turbo.
No, Jason and Kimberly are just like randomly scuba diving together.
So can we please just put these two together? I mean, again, I kind of think he belongs more with Trini, but we put them together so often.
Yeah, they clearly love working with each other.
Yeah. I've had some rather humiliating experience. Flashback.
I'm gonna have.
I was trying to make a whirlpool.
I'm gonna have Morphin Mania phobia.
Sorry, it's funny every time. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say someday when I'm like 50, I'm gonna be talking to my grandkids, and I'm gonna be like, it all started when I met this guy, Captain Logan, and we watched 365 straight days of Morphin Power Rangers.
It's not that, man. We're skipping the weekends.
That's true. I won't get a phobia from this.
So sometimes people say things that are funny because of the wonderful simplicity of them. Thomas Edgell, after the flashback, just writes, I don't think that would happen.
Oh.
She's like, and they draw too much attention to how preposterous that flashback is when she says, at least it wasn't a piranha. I'm like, yeah, why did it bite his finger? See, it's ironic because he's fishing.
Why was that so heavy?
It's a really good, that is a 60-pound no fishing sign.
You know what?
And now he's having no trouble carrying it.
You know
See,
how
now they're just throwing it around.
You know how I hate this, but sometimes they classify the Alien Rangers as season 3.5, which makes no sense.
It makes no sense. I hate it so much.
This makes more sense
about it to no end because we'll have to actually in Netflix click on Alien Rangers. It's the end of season 3. Stop it.
It makes no sense. This actually makes more sense if they called this 1.5 than that at 3.5.
It doesn't even feel like the same season, does it?
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, okay, it does. Again, it feels like it comes before.
Yeah, it feels like it feels like just like a production order mistake.
Until we get to Tommy, it's gonna be weird. But yeah. What would be really funny is if you, even though they were aired, you just called it Power Rangers: The Lost Episodes. These are the ones no one should have seen.
I still say that plant one was pretty cool.
No, I like that too. I don't mean because they're bad. I'm just saying they shouldn't exist, really.
Yeah.
We're gonna fish for Rangers.
But no, that's so annoying on Netflix's part. Like, it's like they don't know anything about the show. They're just like, it has a different theme, so it has to be its own miniseries.
You know why they did it? They did it because it has a different logo in the intro and because they sing Alien Rangers. That's why they did that.
A different song.
And it's just not how it was. It wasn't aired like a miniseries. Like, that's not what it is. I think there probably was a break before it came back, but it's not a miniseries. It's the end of Power Rangers, of Mighty Morphin.
How many kids are like watching season 3 and then going on to Zeo and having no idea what's going on?
Yeah, exactly. Except you'd have to. The thing is, you'd have to look up the order to even know what you go to next. So if they're, and like a lot of lists online are consistent about it. I think partly because Netflix did that. I don't know if there's any releases like that. Like, can you buy Alien Rangers by itself?
No, it's just part of season 3 on the discs that I have.
That's what I thought. Right, but there are also separate releases, and I don't know if they released it like that. But I don't remember. I think they might have.
The separate releases are just the cases that are in that box set.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, a lot of the episode listings I've seen, the episode guides, do list it separately like a miniseries. So if kids do move from season 3, they might go look that up and find out that that's there. Maybe they'll get lucky and find it.
Hopefully. Because that's my favorite. I mean, we've already talked about this. The Alien Rangers are my favorite.
Me too. You and I are in complete agreement. I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I haven't watched those episodes in a long time.
I have watched those recently, and I have things to say.
Okay.
The Goofish. Man, just nothing is too corny or silly for Zordon. Go take care of the Goofish. People are in danger. The Goofish. All right, Zordon.
Although I'm not seeing any people on these rocks.
Yeah, but see, they gotta hold the line here, man. Or that Goofish. That is a weird monster.
Whoa.
Oh my god, that's
look at those.
Never mind, that's horrifying. I'm horrified, and they've got to stop that goo monster. They gotta stop it.
He's so asymmetrical.
I know, he's weird. He's got this mouth that's like, and he's got one horn. He's like, get the cakes right now. Okay, so this whole plan is to freak out Billy.
I think I'm just realizing that Goldar only has one glowing eye.
Yeah.
His other eye doesn't glow.
Thomas says, how is that a fish? I mean, it's fish-like, you know. It looks like it came out of the ocean. It looks like it was mutated by, you know, sludge in the ocean. You know.
The right side of his head looks like a fish.
Yeah, you got to look at the right part of the fish, of the monster, to see the fish.
See the fish mouth? Actually, it looks like an alien from Ridley Scott's Alien.
It kind of does, yeah. Like, you just put one hand over your eye and look at the other one, the other side of it, and then you might see a fish. There's a fish in there somewhere. It's a magic eye puzzle. Somewhere there's a fish.
Like, oh, they were underwater. That's why they couldn't hear the communicators.
Oh, Billy should fix that.
Is it ironic that these three hang out so often, considering they're the ones who are going to get booted?
That's a really good point you're making.
It was just a happenstance that Billy and Kimberly were always together.
I didn't think of that.
It kind of worked out.
At least the communicators are waterproof.
Yeah.
You know, Billy couldn't make them to not accidentally teleport, but at least they're waterproof.
Yeah. He did it before the Apple Watch.
But yeah, I think that looks like a fish mangled by industrial waste. I do. If that happened, then that's what a fish would look like.
You really feel the need to defend this monster to that guy.
You know, I'm trying to get into the minds of the
Why do they sound like
producers
they're
here.
echoing?
What's that?
They sound like they're echoing.
I'm not hearing it.
Okay, maybe it's the player.
Maybe so. I don't know.
They really stopped trying to think of monster names. They just call them Goofish.
Yeah. Hmm.
The Goofish.
Yeah. There's no way for him to say that where I'm not laughing at it. The Goofish.
There's the goo.
Okay, so did Rita need to put a spell on him? Like, does the episode realize how goofy this already is, so it's actually trying to be slightly more realistic about it, where it's like, well, no one's gonna buy that just because of that thing in his past. He sees this goofish monster, it's like, I can't fight it because it's a fish. So she actually has to put a spell on him, so he's more afraid of that than he would be otherwise. This is already such a ludicrous thing. I think with this show, you could have gotten away with, it's a fish, I'm not gonna fight it. Yeah. I really think you could have gotten away with that.
So she has like a phobia amplifier?
Yes, exactly. That's what it is. If Billy had invented it, you'd have to write it down. But she's just using magic.
She should zap like Trini with that, and then she can't even like step off of a staircase.
Thomas says, should they be waterproof? Are you talking about the communicator? Because I wonder about that too. The way it's made, it's got a lot of holes in it. Like it looks like water would seep into it and short it out.
I don't know if we could buy him being this scared. Like maybe not wanting to go near it, but like grabbing his head and shaking.
I kind of want that though. I think that's really funny. I like the fish staff. That's a really nice touch. If you don't buy that he looks like a fish, he's at least fish themed because he's got a staff that has a big fish on the top of it. Yeah. And that indisputably looks like a fish.
And he's goo themed because there's the goo. We just saw the goo.
There it is. See, and Zordon knew his name already because that's one of the things Zordon can do. Just know the names of things.
That's a cool staff though.
That's what I just said. He's got a great staff.
Well, it's like a swordfish. The tip of the nose is the tip of the staff. It's
awesome. Oh, that's Axelrod.
It's Lord Zed, yeah.
That's just the Lord Zed voice. This is the second time we've heard that.
He does not go with the goo fish.
No, he really doesn't. But he's got a staff, and that's awesome.
Yeah. All his monsters have to have staffs.
By the way, I know we're quite a few episodes still before we get there, or at least a few. We're gaining. But when we get to Zed, we are going to, because Zed's my guy, man. Like Hail Lord Zed. It's all about Zed. We are going to have a rule on the show where if Zed is talking, we are not talking. That is the rule. And that has always been the rule in my house, too. We watch Power Rangers. If Zed is talking, no one is talking.
Silence, children.
I don't actually know if we can get away with that. But
he doesn't use his staff enough. I like it.
No, it's really cool. That's a really interesting monster design.
I was talking about Billy's staff. Billy doesn't use his staff enough.
That's true. He doesn't.
He uses it like crazy in the game, and he's really annoying. I don't know if you played him.
I've been playing with him a little bit lately.
I love him. He was my first, and I used him all the way up until I got like some epics.
Yeah, I let Jason play on mine the other day, and he put together a team that was headed by Billy, and I accidentally used that team because I didn't realize he had changed the team. And then I won with it, and I was like, I'm going to try this for a while. So I've been playing with Jason's team.
Yeah, Billy's really good. You just need
Billy and Goldar, and I forget. Oh, and Movie Red Ranger. That was his team. It worked really well. It was a good mix.
Yeah, you need a heavy attacker with Billy because he's got speed attacks and he's not very strong, so it's going to take a long time to wear him down. But I usually use my Mighty Morphin Zach because he's really strong.
Lucas says, what if Axelrod is playing a monster aside from Zed? Like, he is. This is at least the second time we've heard him do that. And, of course, he's been Finster this whole time, so they just have him on hand.
But it's weird that he's doing, like, exactly a Zed voice, because Finster doesn't sound like it.
No, it doesn't. And if you listen to Finster and Zed both, you can get used to the sounds and be like, okay, that is the same guy. But, like, he's modulating enough where they sound like two different things. It sounds like, and I know Axelrod's done other things I've not seen. I think he's maybe voiced in some animes. I'm not sure. But it makes it feel like he can modulate, but he only has two voices. He can do a thing that sounds like Finster, and he can do Lord Zed, and that's what he can do. But I'm not saying that's true.
Yeah, he didn't know that he was going to come back as Zed, like, when he did this, obviously. And they probably just really liked the voice and said, do that.
Yeah, and I've talked to Robert Axelrod, and you can tell that he really likes that he got to do a major villain like that and how popular Zed was. Like, he seems really proud of him.
Yeah. They broke the fish staff.
Well, that's sad. That was the big thing he had going, go for him.
Now it's just a voice.
Lucas says, I'll take Zed over Ivan Ooze. I wonder what the show would have been like if you used Ooze instead of Zed. He also would have been a great season villain, especially if you had that actor or somebody that played him like that. No, he would have been a wonderful season villain.
Yeah. I mean, we could have never got that actor, but...
Of course, yeah.
That's the one thing. Like, I've said before, I'm not a huge fan of the movie, but Ivan Ooze is awesome.
Yeah. Well, they got a real actor for it.
Yeah.
I mean, he is just doing Freddy Krueger, but he's great.
But he looks weird. Like he kind of stands out because he's the only actor in the film.
He is kind. Well, no, that's not true. Dulcia is pretty good too.
Dulcia. But I like Ninjor way more than Dulcia.
No, that's fair. I'm just saying she can act.
Yeah.
That girl could act.
And spin some sticks.
She was really good with the whirling sticks, yes. Did these sticks make a whistling sound? Why, yes, they did.
That sea devil the witch.
You're through, goofish. Rita really should have said, make my goofish grow. But she did not.
Yeah, we talked about counting that, like every time she actually calls out the monster with that, but she hasn't done it much.
It's been a little while.
Oh, they didn't even let her finish her scream. They just cut her off. Fade to black.
It's like, yeah, we've seen you freak out after your monster socks before. You know, I think that it's a good sign that your villain is gonna fail if they base most of their plans on like the theme of just whatever their adversaries are doing at the time. It's like, oh, they're playing video games. Let's have a video game monster. Oh, they're washing dishes. Let's do a plate monster. Like, I just think that you're gonna lose if that's your strategy and your thinking.
Yeah, no surprise. Like, the Rangers are never caught off guard. They're already thinking about the things that are.
That's a really good point. It's like, no, we're mentally prepared for this.
Oh, we just gave a pig to Bulk and Skull. It's crazy. There's the pig.
Give a pig, take a pig.
Well, that's a new thing for Bulk to get hit in the face with.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Was I supposed to be laughing? Baron OKC says that Axelrod does the Zed voice for Monster in Lost Galaxy also. Look forward to that. We could be counting that, I guess. Monsters that are Axelrod, but not Zed or Finster. We've had at least 2, if not 3 of those so far. Okay, Lions and Blizzards. Oh, my. Let's jump right into our last episode for today. It is episode 44, again, of first season Lions and Blizzards. Oh, we're getting so close to the end. We've got 16 more, which sounds like a lot, but we're gaining. Okay, so once again, if you want to watch it with us, make sure to line it up. Episode 44, Lions and Blizzards, timestamp 0. Here we go, everybody. Rabbit Room, if you're watching live. Get ready to play. Get ready to press play right now. Here we go. Press play right now. I really want to work on my Zed voice. Like, I want to get to where I can do a perfect Axelrod. It's hard.
I think you could get there. Because
do you think so? It's
your
tough.
Voice, as someone who's watched you for almost 10 years now.
Thank you, by the way. That humbles me. Thank you. Go ahead.
I know, and it's partly, I know early on you had a different mic, so your voice sounded a lot higher, but your voice has kind of lowered and gotten a little bit more gravelly. Not like anywhere near Zed, but I feel like just give it 10 more years.
Okay. So at 44 years old, I can do one Zed. What's interesting is Finster is a higher pitched voice.
Finster. How is that not in Morphin Mania? Did you hear that?
What's that?
You just said Vinster.
No, I said Finster.
Oh, okay. Well, I said Vinster, and that needs to be a character now.
Well, I started to say Vinster, and then I corrected myself. I said Finster. But he has a higher pitched voice.
Yeah.
And if you meet, if you talk to Axelrod, he has a naturally high pitched speaking voice.
Yeah, it's kind of like I've heard him at a convention one time, and he does kind of more sound like Finster.
Yeah, he's so cool. He's been having some health problems lately. I don't know if he was at Morphicon this year.
That's unfortunate.
I imagine he still made it, but I just don't know. I haven't looked into it at all.
This is the most athletic Bulk and Skull I've ever been.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, so he's just using Skull as a lawnmower now.
So was that like
Lucas says that's got to be rough on the throat, though. Yeah, I don't know how he does it as much as he does. And when he does it, he still sounds exactly like that. Like when I was a kid, I assumed they put some kind of a filter on it or something, and they might put a little bit of bass on it, but like he's pretty much doing exactly what it sounds like.
So I know that I'm pretty sure that you, like most of us, are against if they use the same voice actor for the same role. Like in the Lion King movie, they're using James Earl Jones. Would you be opposed to him doing Zed in the movie?
I consider that an exception. Yeah.
I thought you would.
That's a bit of an exception. I'm not even gonna explain it.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Yeah, no, the James Earl Jones thing is weird. Like, it is kind of odd just because you know you're gonna recast everybody, and it's all voices in the first place, right? Like, you obviously do have to cast new characters when it's live action, but you wouldn't if it was like some voiceovers with live action. So maybe that's a little bit. Maybe that's part of why it's not as weird with Power Rangers. But the thing is, Axelrod still sounds exactly like that. James Earl Jones doesn't.
Yeah, like, I haven't heard him in forever. Is he still active?
His Darth Vader was kind of weird.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if his Mufasa will sound exactly as it did.
Well, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't have to sound exactly the same, but I just wish they would have went.
Yeah, but I don't know if you want it to sound like he's 80 years old.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying. Mr. Roboto, $2 super chat. Thanks, buddy. Which Rangers usually make cons other than Bulk? Most of them.
All of them now, yeah.
A lot of people show up to those. And you know, not not everyone at one time, but nearly, I don't know, I'd say probably like a good, what would you say, 70-75%
of all the
series of every series have been there at one of them?
I was going to say, I've seen 100% of Mighty Morphin.
100% of Mighty Morphin. All of Time Force was there when I was there, I think. Yeah, there was a decent Dino Thunder contingent when I was there. And a bunch of, you know, smaller obscure characters, especially for Mighty Morphin.
Yeah, and the new characters, the new seasons, the kids come back a lot.
Now we're talking about specifically Power Morphicon. As far because you just said cons, like yeah, a lot of them travel and do regular Comic Cons as well.
Yeah. Like I said, Dragon Con is right here in Atlanta, and Tommy's come to that, Jason David Frank's come to that, and Walter Jones and Aisha.
Yeah, because you said you met Walter Jones. He was the first one I met.
Yeah, he was there. That's where I learned that he has only 4 fingers on one of his hands. Oh
yeah, I forgot about that.
I haven't looked for it, but I never noticed that.
One word about this episode?
No.
Are we 5 minutes in this episode? We've not said anything about it.
Oh no, we talked about the Bulk and Skull doing the race thing.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, what is going on in this episode? What's happening?
It's like a triathlon, like sack race. It's like
but what's the bad guy plot? What are they doing?
I have no idea.
What are they up to? I bet it has something to do with, I don't know, like making a monster or something like that. There's some putties. We're gonna do that. There we go. I don't think you kicked that putty, Jason. I think you just pushed him backwards with your foot. That's all you did.
So how do you feel about this? I kind of wish that they wouldn't do crazy like trampoline and wire shots when they're not morphed yet. I wish they would save that for when they're morphed. You
know what? I can't disagree with you. So here's what's weirdly complicated about it. The fact that you already have characters in not action scenes doing impossible things because it's kind of a live action cartoon.
Yeah.
But if we do impossible things in fights, it more makes you wonder what their powers are.
Yeah, because Kimberly just did like a standing front flip, but like clearly came flying off of a trampoline.
She also just pushed a putty up a slide. Up a slide.
Yeah, so that takes some kind of super strength to do that. So like why do they need to morph if they can already do this stuff?
Because if you're not morphed, you can't call weapons or swords. That's why.
That's true. And they don't listen to you.
Yeah, and there are things that they can do.
Because that's like they can do that.
sort of seem like they can do here, but that works way better in later series and in movies and stuff.
Yeah, like, I mean, that looked awesome, and that was all no wires, what he just did. I guess you run out of stuff when you have to shoot a fight scene every single day for 60 episodes.
Yeah. I think it's kind of weird in the 2017 movie that that there's so much they can do unmorphed. But I guess it's because like they're not going to morph hardly at all until the third act, so we have to give them powers.
We had to see something. We had to see him jump over a ravine.
We'll talk about this when we get there, but like I really like the idea that you have to have your heart in the right place to protect yourself. But if it's a responsibility thing and you're not supposed to escalate fights, maybe you also shouldn't be able to do all the stuff they can do unmorphed until you're morphed.
Yeah, why would they give you all that power if you weren't even worthy of it yet?
That's what I don't get. Precisely.
The Zords is the only thing that they have to be worthy of.
That's not true though, because one of them, it was Zach, like steals one unmorphed. He gets in it and drives it.
I don't know. I'm trying. Man, you're really making that movie fall apart for me.
Well, strap in, pal, because when we get to it, I'm gonna ruin it for you. I have such a weird relationship with that. A lot of stuff I like about it, but and yeah, Lucas, you're right. Like with Dino Thunder, I knew somebody would bring that up. That like they have powers that they have a power they can do unmorphed, but there's other things they can do when they get morphed.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. That I almost said Beetlejuice. Beetleborgs beat them to the punch with that because one of the kids has super speed, one of them has super strength, and one of them has telekinesis in that.
Big bad Beetlejuice.
Did you see the monster?
Beetlejuice.
It is a lion head with a goat chest.
She looks like she's walking in looking for Zach. Like,
you hate her so much.
I hate her so much.
I don't know what is happening.
Actually, maybe she is in this. I think this is where they finally start getting together.
Okay. Well, she was in it earlier at the race.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. See, now she's interested. Oh, you know what? Again, I'm confused as to what's happening because we're not watching this with subtitles.
Well, she fell in the mud earlier, and he like gave her his shirt. That's all you need to do to win the girl.
Yeah. Okay, no, Mr. Roboto, that's not true because Zach in the 2017 movie is not black.
What'd he say?
He says, so Zach the black guy steals a Zord. How and when did he learn to drive a Zord? No, they're not doing that because he's Asian in that. They flip the colors.
Not stereotypical.
Yeah. Or I say that they flip the colors. They flip the races. They didn't flip colors. Zach is still the Black Ranger, but he's not a black man being a Black Ranger. Yeah.
He's like Adam and Zach. So
I know there's a bunch of stuff that and we will probably have some arguments with people in the comments with the 2017 movie, but I've got to answer this. Sierra says 2017 movie felt like an edited down version of a TV season. That would be a really slow, boring TV season, man. Like,
yeah, what would you?
It was an elongated pilot. I don't see how it's a whole season. With respect, I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah.
Man, that lightning went right into the building. Did you see that?
Could you imagine if Mighty Morphin Season 1 was just them getting their powers? They finally get it at the end.
No, I can't.
They get it in Doomsday. That's when they get their powers.
Right. Evil Gotan the Lion Goat.
The lion. Okay, he's just
a normal thing that happens.
The Lion Goat.
Oh, he's literally a lion goat.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He has a lion head and a goat chest.
Mr. Roboto says again, how do you steal a Zord unmorphed? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how he was able to do that.
Well, he found the Zord habitat zoo and just took it manually.
Especially because when we see them drive them later, they're connected into the back of their spines. But he drives one. But yeah, Zach's moving a little fast.
That was I know I hated that scene when he stole the Zord. Mostly because I just hate what the Zords look like. But I was like, well, why is this here? It was so weird.
Seriously.
We'll talk about it. But I like the first two acts of that movie when I saw it, but we'll see if Logan can ruin those two for me as well.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I like too, but And so, some of the stuff I like is the stuff other people don't like. Krispy Kreme's one of my favorite things. It's one of the things that even people who really like that episode or that movie, that's one of the things that they don't like about it is the product placement. I think that's one of the best things about it.
I never get why people hate that. Like, there's Krispy Kremes everywhere. Not that hard to believe.
Yeah, but it's because it's like the only brand thing we see. Like, I get it. It's like, oh, this is too commercial. But I like that there's a commercial thing like that because Power Rangers is supposed to be a toy commercial. And they made a terrible toy commercial. But they sold donuts.
Okay, he's not just a lion goat. He has like a snake or an alligator tail.
Oh. Okay.
Look at
it's
the
like
back.
A wolf, ram, and heart kind of thing. Looks like he's trying
it. Tail?
Yeah.
It's Kira's power from Dino Thunder.
Mr. Roboto, the show suits are definitely better than the movie suits, but they look way better in context than they do in like figure form, which is why I say it's a bad toy commercial.
Yeah, both movies have pretty bad suits.
I know, Lucas. Doesn't it just drive you crazy? Why she doesn't just throw like 13 more monsters at them? There's nothing stopping her.
Well, this monster's 3-in-1. So he's just at a movie, like ignoring his communicator. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, no, it didn't beep until just now. They were just being really nice, like, oh, he's on a date. We'll see if we can beat this monster without him. Oh no, because we have 5 Rangers, naturally we're gonna have to have all 5 of them.
So they're gonna do like the Peter Parker
Tommy,
thing.
He would also be necessary.
I know you don't like Angela, but this is like the first time we've actually done the Peter Parker thing where it's like interfering with their personal lives.
Yeah, no, that's right, and I like that. I talked about that in the rewind.
Which is crazy that this is the first time that it's actually interfered.
Like, can you imagine saying that sentence out loud? Like, Zach, the Rangers are trapped. Just hold on, just pay attention. They're trapped in a tornado by Goton the Chimera monster.
How come Alpha, I think it's a he. How come Alpha called her the Chimera monster, but Zordon just called her the lion goat?
Yeah, the lion goat. I just want Alpha to turn around and be like, it's obviously
a Chimera monster.
A Chimera monster.
What is it?
When Zach holds his axe like it's a guitar, like it's that kind of axe.
Yeah. Well, that's an attack in the game, which is awesome if you've played with him.
I'm just waiting for him to go. I think she might have just said, make my Goton grow.
Oh, I missed it.
Not sure, though.
What's this, like, dust on the screen? Snow?
Yes? Question mark? I'm not totally sure what that is. I don't know what that is.
So we're gonna get to the Thunder Swords, the Thunder Zords pretty soon.
Yeah.
And I need to correct something I said really stupid in like a few episodes.
Oh no! Did you say a dumb thing? What is it? Dandruff? What is it?
I don't know. It's from the monster's head.
But it's dandruff then.
It's lion dandruff. But yeah, I said something stupid when we were thinking of like seasons to do. You remember way back when we were thinking of those? Mm-hmm. I said like a mythical creatures one with like. I literally said a unicorn, a phoenix, a griffin, and a dragon, and that's all the Thunder Zords.
Wow, I don't think anybody live corrected you, but expect some comments when this goes public.
Yeah, but I never. Yeah, but they don't call it a phoenix. They call it a firebird. And in my defense, the unicorn and the griffin look nothing like a unicorn or griffin. They're just like these shoes that just do this.
They don't. But you've only heard them say unicorn and griffin 150 times.
That's true.
Wow, this is crazy.
Wow.
They're really doing this. They're really going to spin around a bunch of times.
Wait, so they're trying to melt it?
And I watched this during the rewind, but I don't remember this scene.
This is a crazy episode.
It's really weird. He's got a hockey stick. What is going on? When did this become winter themed? Why did that happen?
This monster needs to be in the game.
No, that's Okay, that's why I was confused earlier. Because yeah, we do say Power Sword more often than we say Megazord. And I think we did talk about how early on they said Megazord once, and we were like, well, that sounds weird. Because you say Megazord, and then it's hard not to actually say Megazord when you say Megasword.
But
then a couple episodes ago, they went back to it.
It does make more sense for the Megazord because Jason's sword is the Power Sword.
Oh, that's true.
So you got to differentiate it somehow. Oh,
yeah. See why I don't understand this mythology at all?
They just switch back and forth. I mean, Cosmic Cannon, that was a one-time thing.
Yep. And it was awesome.
Wow. He just forgot about her. He's much worse than Peter Parker.
He just left her. Nah, Peter Parker's done that before him.
Yeah, but most of the time he just shows up late. He doesn't just completely space.
I think we've done that before, where it's like I ran off to do something and then I forgot about you, and then
yeah.
But that is a real typical.
The movie is still playing. What are they watching? Gone with the Wind?
It was scary at one point, so probably not.
Okay, don't lie that badly. It was a long line.
What did you say? Oh, it was a
long line.
That's a really long line.
Why did she wait for him to come back just to do that? Why didn't she just leave?
Yeah. She should have just left. The thing is, we have no way of knowing how long he was gone.
Yeah, it
could have been 10 minutes. It really could have.
Have you ever gone to a movie with a girl and she left?
No, that's never happened to me.
Okay. Me neither, but I'm trying to think of something to talk about.
That's great. Yeah, I'm just... Oh, look, it's a cop!
Hey, they exist!
That is a cop, you guys. There you go.
He's a senior.
Nah, he might be running the junior police force, but he is indeed a cop.
I hope he doesn't remember this incident when they try to sign up later.
Hey, he's got a frog.
That face.
Yeah. Yeah, that face is weird.
Such a bulk face. Eh?
All right, well, there we go. We knocked that out. So Crystal and Nightmares next time. Look forward to that. And thanks.
A little more promising than this.
Yeah. I honestly don't right away remember what happens in that, but I remember that one being okay. I just don't remember a lot about it. So Crystal and Nightmares and To Flee or Not to Flee next time. And we will see you again soon. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. If you're watching live, we sure appreciate you tuning in. And yeah, you're right. 16 more episodes to go. Yay. Woohoo. And then we get into the good stuff, you guys. Woohoo. So yeah, thanks again for watching live if you did that. And thanks for watching next year if you did that. In the meantime, I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm DJ.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.